Hey, what's going on, Facebook fam? So I've got a really cool story that I want to share with you guys here. Bear with me. I'm trying to fix my screen. It's a little messy. Got a story I want to share with you guys this morning that should kind of make you think. Made me think, makes you wonder, right? So it says it's building me an audience, and we'll wait for a couple of folks to log on. But you know, since I started digital marketing back in 2013 is when I started my marketing agency. Facebook was in its infancy, right? You could just barely start running ads in 2012 with Facebook, right? So 2013, this thing was like brand new. It's still brand new, and there's still so much more coming. But I immediately saw Facebook as a huge opportunity, and jumped in and invested right away in as many masterminds as I could, learning from as many people as I could, and was using Facebook to grow my insurance agency. And my first year in the business, I ended up being the rookie of the year. I was the number one rookie insurance agent out of like 1,500 that were hired. What's going on, guys? What's up, Pat, David, Jason? What's up? So I was the number one rookie agent that got hired that year out of, like, I don't know, 1,500 or so. And the one thing that I did differently than anybody else was I leveraged social media. I was doing things that were so forward, it was inconceivable. Like, people just thought it was crazy, thought it wouldn't work. I got accused by corporate many times of cheating, right? My book was regularly audited. Like, literally, the company would call my customers and verify the discounts that I was giving them to, like, make sure that I wasn't, giving people. Sorry about that. A lot of stuff like that was going on. And I remember people were saying, like, Facebook is the future. And sometimes I still hear that today, not as much. Like, oh yeah, man, I know Facebook's where it's at, where everything's moving. No, it's there. Like, in fact, it's moving toward other platforms like Snapchat and Instagram and things like that. But, it made me wonder. Like, at first I realized, okay, like, people don't understand how to do this, right? It's new, and so I get it. Like, people are still doing the old thing. But here, fast forward, 6 years that Facebook's been doing this whole advertising thing and allowing people to run ads and generate leads, and people are still struggling. They're still struggling in their business, and it blows my mind why people, or how the hell you could still be struggling when you've got so much information right at your fingertips, and there's so many different outlets in which you can learn from, and so many people that you can learn from, that people still aren't hitting their goals. And when I'm telling you, like, especially for the insurance world specifically, we've been doing this since we started our first class in 2014, so 4 years strong, and we've helped a lot of people. But there's still agents that sit there who have been subscribed to my emails and watch my videos and see the client testimonials, and they just sit on the sidelines, and they're not hitting their goals. They're not scaling their agency. And it makes me wonder, like, what's going through your mind when you have the ability to literally grow your business and expand overnight. Like, literally overnight, you can change the entire dynamic of your business. And used to be, there was no, like, quick fix to growing any business. Real estate took time. You have to cultivate your leads. You have to network. You have to, stand the test of time, and it takes time. And to a degree today, it still takes some time, but that window that it used to take has collapsed, at least tenfold. I think that today you can build today in a year what used to take 10 years without Facebook. So you think of all the people who have been in business, whether it's real estate, mortgage, whatever, prior to social media, and the grind that they had to put in, the hustle that they had to put in on a day-to-day basis. And today we just don't have that. And so I actually wanted to share a story with you guys. There's an individual, Jason, which I think Jason's still on the call. Jason, let me see if Jason's on here. I'm gonna bring Jason in. Let's see if we can bring Jason on here. Jason, are you on here? I want to add Jason to the call if we can do that. Let me see. So, Jason, I don't have an add button next to your name for some reason to add you onto this call. Let me see what's going on here. Looks like I could add yeah, so there's some reason I don't have a button to add you, Jason. If you'll work on trying to figure out if you maybe got a setting that I can't add you onto the broadcast, but I'll keep going and keep looking for that add button for you. There you are. All right, I'm gonna bring. And so Jason has an amazing story, and this is like what should happen. What's going on? How are you, man?
What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can hear you fine. So I want to share Jason's story with you guys. Again, he happens to be in insurance, but it doesn't matter what your business is. Like, his mindset is textbook of what it should be when you get into an industry, or even if you've been in an industry and you want to take things to the next level and you want to do it really, really quickly. All right. So Jason, tell us a little bit about, you're an insurance agent. Like, when did you get started in insurance, and like, what did you do before insurance?
Well, I've been in sales for a long time. I actually got into insurance about a year ago. Started off doing life insurance, then had the opportunity to go to the PNC side as well. So I've only been doing this for right at a year. Was recruited in as a as an agent under a senior partner who kind of trained me up and kind of taught me the ropes a little bit. So yeah.
So with your current company, how long have you been with your current company?
Well, a year.
Okay, a year. And you've obviously, I think you're in part of some of our groups and things like that. And we recently launched a program for life insurance sales. And I think you were one of the first people to join. So, what have you done up to this point to generate business? Like, how are you going about generating your business, and what was it that made you decide, like, hey, I want to try something different, or I want to, look at social media or join this program or whatever?
Excuse me. Well, really what it was, Joe Kaufman out in St. Louis, he's one of your guys. You've trained him for a few years now. He and I met in another group, and I just started seeing some of the results that he was having, and really just started asking questions like, man, what are you doing? What is happening? So he started kind of working with me a little bit, not a whole lot, but kind of giving me a couple pointers. And then when he started posting his results on his life insurance push that he was doing, I was like, man, I've got to get in on this. I got to know what you're doing. He told me about the program, so I knew it was coming. And I got access to it just before the beginning of September. So I was actually able to kind of take it all and have my first ads running by September 1. So I'm on right at 2 weeks in. So 14 days in. Results wise, I looked at it just a minute ago before the call started. I've got 70 leads that have come in. And month to date, I'm at 21 applications.
That's insane, man. 21 applications in a month for a new, 21 applications in 2 weeks is more than most agents that have been in the business a decade would ever write in a month. I mean, it's like, if somebody's cranking 21, for those of you that aren't in the insurance world, and our challenge for this program is 30 and 30 life insurance apps in 30 days. Guys, to put that into perspective, there's a lot of insurance agents that don't write 30 auto and home insurance policies in a month, much less life insurance. Like, life insurance is the most difficult sale in the insurance game. so 21 in 2 weeks is astounding, and that paces you for 40 in a month, which outdoes Joe when we created this. And
Yeah.
so my goal was that, hey, when I saw Joe put his results out, with these new campaigns we put together, I was like, Joe, we've got to put something together and get some agents into this thing. Let's get 30 agents in a group for 30 days and see how many of we get to write 30 policies just like you did. And that's the Life Sales Accelerator 2.0 that we're talking about. If you're in the insurance world, I'll put a link here for you. You can check it out. But if that's not an overnight, and these 21 sales all came from the Facebook campaigns, right? These aren't people you've been cultivating for months, right?
No.
So, like, in the absence of Facebook, at what point did you expect in your career, before you found the ability to generate leads and really follow a blueprint and almost automate the sales process, what was your plan to ever get to 21 between 20 or 40 policies in a month? Or did you even fathom that you'd write that many in a month?
Well, honestly, I really didn't know that it would get to be that much in a month's time. Really, I knew that Facebook ads was kind of the way to go to get it. I just hadn't really been able to crack that code by myself. So that's when I started reaching out to Joe, picking his brain, started following some of the stuff that you do, just started trying to educate myself as much as I could. And man, you're right. When you find one that works, I mean, you just go.
Yeah. Have you joined any other programs, or was this the first thing that you've paid for to learn on social?
This is the first one that we've done on this so far.
Okay, but have you joined any other programs before? Like in the last year, have you paid for any other coaching or marketing programs or anything like that?
No, our senior partner, he actually bought one of your programs just to kind of get an idea of what it is that that we do, and that's kind of like the self-learning process of it all.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and so I was talking before, I don't know if you were on as soon as I started, but I was talking before and I was saying, it blows my mind that people are still like banging their head against the wall trying to figure this whole thing out, and like, how do I scale my business? What do I do? Or like unsatisfied with their income. And the question of the video is it makes you wonder why people still sit there. Like, you took action immediately. So was there like a specific drive that you were like, I have to figure this out? Or are you just motivated and wanted to get to it quick?
Well, a little bit of both. I mean, really, I just, I kind of went through the summer months. I mean, like a lot of people, vacations and summer schedules and all. And the summer months kind of dipped down a little bit in sales. And when I knew that Joe was releasing all this stuff, I was like, man, I was like, playtime's over. It's time to get back to work and really time to get after it and, really make the most of it.
Awesome. So now that you've kind of seen like what's possible with Facebook, and granted, you're 2 weeks in, so like, no offense, but you really don't know shit.
Yeah.
And you're still killing it. So that has to like excite you to a degree, or get your wheels turning of like, holy shit, where can I take this thing? And if I'm you, that's what I'm thinking is like, holy shit, like, I have to rewrite my whole business plan and my entire, model, because everything's changed.
Right.
So like, what are your goals moving forward now? And what does that look like compared to, say, when you got into the business, what your goals were originally?
Well, I mean, honestly, when I first got into it, I didn't really know what goals to set. Being honest with you, because it was just kind of more of a hope for survival kind of thing. But now, I mean, I'm licensed in multiple states, so I'm already thinking of how to grow this, find those ads that work, how to include that into some of those other states, and really just get stuff going in a whole other level.
Dude, that's awesome. So I appreciate you taking some time this morning. If there's any advice that you could give to whether it be a first-year agent or really any insurance agent who's like looking to scale their business and take things to the next level. I mean, we still got, fourth quarter here in 2018. Like, what would you not say join Life Sales 2.0, but what advice would you give a new agent or a seasoned agent who's looking to innovate and sort of get with the times? What would you suggest for them to do? What advice do you have for them?
Don't reinvent the wheel, man. I mean, there's guys out there that are doing this. I mean, just the amount that I've learned in a short period of time. I mean, there's always people that you can call on, people that you can message, you can reach out. If you really want to take it to the next level, join a program like this, really get it going. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, man. Just if there's somebody out there that's already doing it, ask questions, learn it. Don't try to figure it out yourself, because that's what I was trying to do and was having mediocre success. And I started actually paying attention to the people who were doing it and doing it well. And that's when things really took off.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate that. That's really good advice. And I'll tell you guys, like I said, I started in 2013 when Facebook, there was like, I could have fumbled my way, and to a degree I did, but I immediately started investing in programs that were out there, spent thousands and thousands of dollars. So the thing is there was nobody who had this thing ironed out with regards to Facebook marketing and lead generation for an insurance agent specifically, which, like I said, when I started, I was an insurance agent. I wasn't a marketing guy or a coach. And so what I had to do through, and it would like have your name on a shirt or something like that. I learned from those guys. That was the first mastermind I did out in New York. And then from there, I learned from some coaches and just other mortgage guys, realtor coaches, but nobody that did insurance. And what I had to do was kind of figure out the mechanics of, okay, here's what you push, here's the buttons, these buttons do these things, here's how to target, here's how to write ad copy. And then I got to figure out by myself, okay, how do I apply this for insurance? How am I going to, make these strategies work for, insurance consumers and get them to want to quote? And so I had to stumble my way through it and figure it all out. And now that I've stumbled my way through it, like you said, there is a blueprint and there is people who have done it. And I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads. And a lot of times, people like my friends that are not, in the world of marketing or, don't really understand what it is that I do. They're like, doesn't Facebook like have a help section? Can't you learn what you teach for free? Why do people pay you so much money to figure out something that you could easily Google or YouTube or whatever? And I tell them, like, yeah, you can. Like, I did that. It took me a long fucking time, though, to iron it all out. So, like, why would you want to go through stumbling your way through it and figuring out and YouTubing and finding all these different ways and going through help sections and spending hundreds or thousands of dollars to find an ad that works when somebody out there has already created it, and all you have to do is copy, paste, point, click, boom, done, overnight results. You go from zero to hero literally overnight. Like, the fact that I just think it's amazing that you can literally change the course of your life, really. I mean, that's a huge income. That's a huge income difference
Yes, sir.
from, maybe 5 a month to 20 a month. That's, 5 times more income literally overnight, and it's sustainable. And so it makes me wonder why people would still sit there when there's blueprints out there. And I'm not saying I have the blueprint for everybody, because I don't. But there is somebody out there. And like you said, there's groups, there's plenty of places to learn. And for whatever reason, I think people are scared to pull the trigger on investing some money. They want to figure it out themselves. They want to save money. But I think that you could probably agree that you could have figured it out. You're a smart guy. It's available. It's out there. Somehow, some way, you could have figured it out if you poked and prodded long and hard enough. The question
Yes,
is, how long would that take? And then how much money did you miss an opportunity had you just learned from the get-go and you didn't, you know what I'm saying, that opportunity cost of policies you didn't write while you figured it out versus paying a few $100 to just learn and get it done. So,
Well,
man,
I mean, it's a time commitment. I mean, the time alone involved in trying to figure it all out. Yeah, I mean, that's great. Yeah, I can sit down and I can hash it out. I can learn. I can Google. I can YouTube. I can figure it out. But time spent doing that is time I'm not spending on my business.
that's right, man. And again, I really appreciate, I just get really excited when somebody joins and immediately takes action. Like you didn't even wait for the first coaching call. You just dove in there, and started seeing results, and that kind of shit just excites me. So I wanted to share that with people because I think there's a lot of people who sit on the sidelines who, they need to do something and just haven't done it. And maybe they don't know that the results are really there. Maybe they don't know who to trust, or they don't, oh, it sounds good, but to actually see and hear somebody who's new in an industry who is now like, I'll put your results against any tenured life insurance agent that's out there. I mean, I have 15,000 insurance subscribers, and I would put 40 life apps in a month against anybody that is on my list, that as an individual producer anyway. Maybe they got a team, and they've got 8 or 10 agents under them, sure, but I'm talking individual producers. That's got to be in the top 2-3% in the nation production wise. In fact, I'm but how much does it cost you to generate those leads?
Uh, Less than $200.
Less than $200. And yeah, so less than $200 investment of marketing dollars has easily put him in the top 2-3% in the country right now as a brand new agent. So guys, I just wanted to share that and motivate you to do something. Find something, find someone, find a mentor, like hit your goals. There's no reason you shouldn't be making as much money as you want. Like it's literally, it's out there. It's somebody's done it. If you need some help, reach out. I'll help you. I'll put you in touch with someone who'll help you somehow, some way. I would love to see you guys crush it and double your income for Q4. Thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Thank you.